Already in my apron. I actually quite love this apron. It looks very rustic. I love cooking in my apron and it just makes me feel like I'm a chef or something. Anyways, so I am going to start chopping the vegetables, and now it is, what's the time? I can't really see. It is 3:20. So I wonder how long it's gonna take me. My kids are napping with my husband, who came back after his early shift. So it's good that I have his helping hand if they wake up, but sometimes it just gets, my work gets interrupted. I really like that this takes an afternoon, or if it gets interrupted, it's fine. It takes up till the evening, but I still am doing other things, like I cook a meal at the same time as I'm preparing the vegetables, or I will just wait for everybody to fall asleep and I just finish it. But it's just really good that it takes me like to do it once a month instead of doing it every single day or every other day if I was cooking. And I just feel like in any mom's life, there are two things that consume time: is tidying up and cooking. So these are two areas that I'm working on, to reduce the time usage, but at the same time not compromise on the quality of food. So these are all of the vegetables that I'm going to be using, and this will last us for 3 weeks. So I will be using about half of these olives, and I will be just putting them in a pack in a freezer, because if I keep it, we don't use it that often, but I do use it in cooking. So I'm gonna keep half of it whenever I want to use it for salads or eat it fresh, and the rest will be frozen. I also have a large piece of cheese, so that I'm gonna grate it. I have 6 broccolis. I will cut it in small pieces and put it in the bags. I have how many? 6 courgettes. I will be pre-cooking, so boiling sweet potatoes, and I have 1 butternut squash. I have, I can't see, 5 bags of onions and garlic. These are 2 boxes of mushrooms and 5 peppers. And for the onions, I will be grating it. I used to cut it, but it just makes me cry so much. And I used to use these swimming goggles, so I would be using these. If this is very useful, I got it for like £1 from the pawn shop, and it's very good for cutting the onions if you don't have something like this, because it's sealed and that doesn't make me cry. So I remember once I cut 5 bags of onions, much bigger than these, and it was just fine. It was not giving me any tears. So I also have food bags. I know that it's not ideal to store food in the plastic bags, but at the moment I did not come up with any other idea of how to keep frozen food. I have also a marker. So I've just cut pepper in medium-sized pieces, give it a good mix so they all get mixed up. And what I use it for is pastas, stews. I put it in paninis or burritos. You can really do anything with that. The lifespan for peppers is about 4 to 6 months. I usually use it within a month, this amount of peppers, but I write down as expiry date 3 months from today. I just don't want to keep it longer in my fridge. Just finished courgettes, or zucchini as they call it in other countries. I just cut it in 4 pieces like this, and it's perfect for freezing as it is. I also just did not mention that I wash all the vegetables before I freeze it, so I don't need to think about it later. Just put it in the bag, and I've put expiry date 4 months from today, although courgettes can stay in the freezer for about 8 to 10 months. It's that long. But even if I take it out of the fridge and the expiry date is this, I still know that I can still use it safely at least 1 month after the expiry date that I have set up. Now mushrooms are also ready. I cut it in medium pieces like this because this is very suitable for pastas or spaghetti, I also use it in paninis or burritos, and I especially love mushroom stroganoff, so that's great size for that as well. And it defrosts as well. I use it on homemade pizzas, and somebody asked me how defrosted mushrooms taste like. So it does taste like mushrooms on the pizza. So I don't know if you like that taste of mushrooms or not, but when it's mixed in with other vegetables in a dish, again it changes the taste a little bit, but I would say it's the closest in taste with the mushroom on pizza. The lifespan of frozen mushrooms is about 6 to 8 months. I have just taken out sweet potatoes. It's interesting how they differ in color. I don't know if that's just a different type of sweet potato. I feel like I'm really running out of space in my kitchen. It's not too much of space. But anyways, so what I'm going to do with sweet potatoes is just wait for it to cool down. And when it's cooled down completely, I'm just going to put it in bags and put it in a freezer. I don't know the expiry date of boiled sweet potatoes in the freezer, but I just don't keep it longer than 2 months. It's just gonna be used really quickly. We use it quite often, but if I keep it out, it's not gonna stay longer than about 2 weeks, and so I want to preserve it for a little bit longer. I have done this much so far. It's not too much. I have 4 bags of courgettes and 2 bags of peppers, and just a quick tip on how to store it in the freezer. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna store them vertically, and I am reusing the mushroom boxes, and it's really good in size to put it in the freezer. So I'm not too sure how many of them is gonna fit in here. I think 3. So I have managed to put 3 bags in each of the boxes, and it's very comfortable to see when it expires, and just to store it in the fridge overall vertically. I feel like it's a little bit more comfortable. It's already 5:10. I feel like maybe some pepper came in my eye. My kids are awake. I have a little helper here. I just realized that I didn't prepare any food. So what I've done, I will show you. I have some fish, frozen fish, and what I've done is I put some frozen carrots, fresh broccoli that I was just cutting for freezing, onions, put some peppers, paprika, salt, frozen peas, and I'm also going to put some pasta sauce. So I'm using this pasta sauce. I think it's organic from Lidl, really nothing fancy, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the foil on it, and once it's done, in about last 10-15 minutes, I'm going to put some cheese on top. Nice. Dean, tell me, do you like this one? Do you want to eat it?
No, nice.
Nice?
Nice.
So I've just put the sauce, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mix it in with the vegetables. Another thing that I've done with this dish is that I have put coconut oil all over it on the bottom, so that will cook the fish really well and the fish will not stick. So I'm just going to mix in the vegetables in this pasta sauce, and it will be ready to go in the oven. So I'm just gonna cover it with the foil, and during last 10 minutes I'm going to put some grated cheese on top of it and put it under the grill. It is almost ready, and I am also preparing, if you can see, boiling potatoes, so that will go with the fish. I've just finished grating the cheese as well, and the cheese stays in the freezer for about 2 months. And if you are not grating it, if you're just putting the whole cheese, it will stay for about 2 to 3 days after you take it out. But I never do that usually. I just grate it and use it straight away. I have also just put broccoli in the freezer, and that stays about 6 to 8 months in the freezer. What I'm going to try to do now is to wash up, tie it up a little bit before I start working on butternut squash and onions with garlic. And I think in between sometime we will just have a dinner. And I will also try to wash up because I have so many dishes to put away and also to clean. I am done with the freezing. I have onions and garlic left over, and I think I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow because dinner is ready. I'm gonna go and serve it, and my kids are just asking me to go and play with them, so I think I'm gonna just leave it for tomorrow morning probably, or when everybody's gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee at 10 o'clock, and maybe I'll do it then. I will see how I feel, or maybe I'll just uploading this vlog. So let me show you my dinner, how it turned out. Okay, so this is the dinner. I mean, it's not really restaurant style or anything like that, or any of those beautiful Instagram dinners, but it's good. I like it. These are the potatoes. I just boil it, and then I put coconut oil, some dill, salt and pepper, and that will be it. So that will be it from me for today, and I hope you enjoy your evening. Bye bye.